The final score, Wrexham 1, Cardiff City 1. This was a game with a big billing, and it lived up to it. I mean, honestly, the sense is growing more and more that these are the two big sides in the Adran Premier, and good Lord, that felt like a proper summit meeting afterwards. Members of the Cardiff's coaching team saying that's the best team they've played against for 3 years. Yeah, I can imagine, because we really looked good. We took the game to Cardiff. As Del Morgan said in co-commentary with me, how often outside of the European competitions have Cardiff had a team go at them constantly like that and put them under pressure? We were ahead for, 69 minutes, and good value for it, although the drama that unfolded after their late equaliser, that game could have gone either way at that point. It was fascinating. It was tense as well. It was so well contested, and quite frankly, look, I'm not saying that Adran Premier games aren't well contested, but this had a proper sort of heavyweight feel about it. There were a lot fewer actual chances on goal than normal, and it's the first time this season when I sort of think, okay, I don't particularly feel like we ought to have scored more goals. And the reason was because both teams were well organised and defended well. You had to work for your chances. Yeah, like I said, it just felt like such a quality game. And it was hugely, hugely enjoyable. So we started out with a back four. We could, of course, go either way. And we were exceptionally well organised when we didn't have the ball. Cardiff have got quality players going forwards, obviously. Lily Billingham's a hell of a threat between the lines. She picks the ball up. She needs no second invitation to have a shot. She'll drill shots in from 25, 20 yards the moment she gets a chance with quality. And she has scored against us in the last 4 games between the two sides. We crowded that area so well. We pressed well, and we caused Cardiff some problems at their own half by getting on the front foot. But then when we decided to drop into the mid-block, we crowded that area so well that Billingham only had a couple of shots in the match, and they were both rushed because they had to be, because we had players all on her and around her. And it looked very, very good the way he went about it. Also, Billingham had to drop a bit deeper often to get the ball and get involved, which is where you want her to be, although her range of passing is excellent and she still played well. We handled the strikers well, and in the opening half hour, we were the stronger side. Katie Barker's pace over the top was really, really causing issues for Cardiff, and Inden, as ever, holding the ball up so well, bringing players in so well, physically scrapping with Cardiff's excellent centre-backs. A few times, Shannon Evans, Adran Premier Player of the Year last season, really had to show her quality. Her pace is impressive, and she needed it to handle Barker bursting through the middle. Suckley was tucking inside and causing issues. Wrexham's double pivot of Lily Jones and Nat Clark were rock solid. It was a really good start by Wrexham. Although the first near opportunity fell Cardiff's way. It was Owen doing well, feeding from the back, finding Mackenzie Olden, top scorer in the division, playing on the right, and she did ever so well, driving down the right-hand side, feeding it inside. Billingham a bit deeper than maybe she wants to receive it, to cause a threat at least, creates instead with a lovely ball flipped out to Cook on the left. Cook, unlike Olden on the right-hand side, is looking to take on the full-back and drive stuff in the box. She cuts into her right foot, does so, and puts a tempting ball across the face of goal. No Cardiff player is able to get there, though. Kernock just flicking it on nicely, and luckily for Wrexham, there's no one following her up. Nat Clark does really well right in front of her goal to not score an own goal, quite frankly, because she's committed to it and then is able to avoid diverting it home. But Wrexham are having more threat, and we take the lead in the 13th minute, and it's an absolute beauty. Craven starts to move off, bowling it quickly out to Mahmood. Mahmood drives down the right-hand side and then lifts a lovely ball over the top. It's just perfect for Barker. Chamberlain is coming out off her line. She's got no chance of getting there first, though, and Barker is ready for her. Abby Inden scored a very similar goal, actually, over Chamberlain last season at Denby when we beat Cardiff. And Barker just brilliantly scoops it first time over the stranded keeper. And it was an agonising moment. It seemed to take an eternity for the ball to arrive. And then it looked like it could bounce and go over the bar, but no, it nestled in the roof of the net. And Wrexham had a deserved lead, although Cardiff then had another opportunity. It was a dubious corner, I would argue. Snape was looking to run the ball out. Olden clipped her heels. Snape went down. It looked like a foul. Referee gave the corner. And from that corner, it was worked short, and Olden swung a good ball into the box. It was met by Kernock, who was trying to get a little touch. Craven, great hands to hold on to the shot. The ball driven in, and with Kernock diving across her at the last moment, it could have been deflected, and certainly it would be distracting. Bouncing in front of her as well. Great hands by Craven. Wrexham then coming back up the other end, looking to cause issues. There was a lovely move where Mahmood held the ball up. Barker made a brilliant little in-to-out run. Mahmood waited and timed the pass perfectly. Cardiff's defence disorganised. The left side of it stepped up to play offside, and Barker ran beyond, but the right side of the defence didn't step up, so Barker was in, drove it across the face of goal, just wide of the far post. Within a minute, there's a chance at the other end. This time it's Walklett sweeping in a free kick from the left-hand side. Shannon Evans attacking it. Great defending by Bartle, who manages to get up and put a proper physical challenge in on Evans, forcing her to head the ball just off target from 6 yards out. It's tight, it's tense, it's well contested. Wrexham start driving shots in from the edge of the box, but they're too close to Chamberlain, whose handling is good. And in the last 15 of the half, Cardiff start to have their best spell. Like I said, they've made chances from set pieces, or half chances, but they actually start to put Wrexham under pressure for the first time in the game. We aren't passing our way out from the back as effectively. We're not able to, once we win the ball back, strike back straight away. We're starting to clear it back to Cardiff, and we have to dig in. But we defend very well. In fact, there's nothing really of note in terms of goal-mouth incidents that happens in the last 15 minutes of the half. And we go in at half-time, and you're thinking, yeah, this is good. This is us able to play the outstanding team in Wales, and that's exactly what Cardiff are, for goodness sake, toe-to-toe, as equals. It's terrific to watch. Second half, again, like the start of the first half, terrific intensity from both sides, but Wrexham starting the sharper, looking good, nice combination play, working off Hiddenden, and we make the first chance. Oh, well, I say chance. It's genius that makes it a chance. It's a wonderful ball, firstly, by Nat Clark, splitting the lines. He's deep in her own half, feeds a straight ball forwards. It's a great ball. Hiddenden does really well again, receives back to goal on the halfway line, holds it up nicely, and then plays a nice progressive pass into Suckley. Suckley, yeah, she's about 40 yards out, so naturally she's thinking, I can score here. She's aware Chamberlain's starting position is high, and well, we all know. I mean, look at Swansea last weekend. She does this sort of thing fairly regularly. Suckley strikes it beautifully. Chamberlain, totally stranded, drops just wide of the right post. A tremendous effort. Now, at half-time, Cardiff have made a crucial change. They brought on Fiona Barry, Adrian Premier Young Player of the Year from last season. And she's playing on the right-hand side and starts really looking threatening. She is able to take on Snape, who had a very good game, Snape. But yeah, Barry, who was only not starting because she's missed the last 3 games because she got a red card, is asking questions of her. She does well to beat her down the right-hand side, pulls it back for Billingham, who now at last has got a sight of goal and a bit of space and is inside the box. And Billingham drills it towards the roof of the net. A superb save by Lizzie Craven, who gets up and manages to push it away. It's not one of those it's not one of those straightforward ones above the keeper's head. She's got to move across to get to it and stretch. It's a really, really good save. But then it's Wrexham going back up the other end and starting to put the pressure on, because very similar to the first half hour of each half belongs to Wrexham, and Cardiff defend very well. in order to cope with the questions that we're asking of them. There's another moment of promise when Idenden, again, holding the ball up. Whenever we're getting Idenden into play, we're starting to get those runners moving around her and causing issues. She then lays the ball backwards. It's driven over the top, a cracking ball looking for Suckley. And Suckley, as Chamberlain comes out of the box, just beats her to it. But it's just not possible for her to keep her balance and knock it into the empty net. And Owen, beg your pardon, Owen does exceptionally well to cover around the back of her goalkeeper and just beat Suckley to it. It would have been a goal had she been able to receive and hit that pass. Great ball by Bartle, sorry, I didn't say it was, in order to pick Suckley out. And so we get into the last 10 minutes. It's 1-0. And Wrexham, to be fair, are keeping Cardiff at arm's length. Apart from that save by Craven, Cardiff haven't really carved anything out in the second half. They put some set pieces in. Fionn Price, who's, of course, an outstanding deliverer of set pieces, has now come on, an outstanding striker at the ball. She's had a long-range shot, which went wide, but it wasn't troubling Craven. It looked like it was going wide from the outset. She's put a couple of set pieces in that haven't quite found the teammates. On the right-hand side, they've swept some left-footed crosses in, corners in, and they've caused issues, Wrexham letting one bounce in the goal mouth. But there haven't really been chances as such until the key moment, 6 minutes left. Good ball down the right-hand side by Shannon Evans, starting off with, to send Fiona Barry away. And she's able to cut inside Sneap again and drive into the box. Suckley has been working exceptionally hard to cover back and help Snape out, but on this occasion, as Barry cuts across her, Suckley puts her leg out to try and make the challenge and catches Barry. It's a penalty. There's no two ways about it. And you could see how upset Suckley was. She was so disappointed. She knew it was a penalty. And she walks away. Barry herself takes the penalty. It's a good penalty drilled into the bottom left corner. It has to be because you can see Craven reads her. She goes a little early, but she's read the penalty and she lunges full stretch and just can't quite get there in time. If it hadn't been such a good penalty, Craven saves that. And then, like I said earlier, comes the madness. So, a minute later, Suckley, who I've got to say, after the penalty, you can see she's annoyed with herself for giving the penalty away. And my word, she goes into hyperdrive. She brings the ball down and just hits an absolute worldie of a pass. Barker, it's just like the goal she scored, is sprinting in on goal. Chamberlain comes out again and is stranded. Barker goes for the same finish. And this time, agonisingly, she's a couple of inches short of getting it right, and Chamberlain's able to stretch high, get her fingertips to it. She can only push it up in the air, and Barker is looking to get onto the rebound, but it drops straight back down, and the keeper's able to take it safely. So close to a winner. But hold your horses, because Cardiff goes straight up the other end. And the same, we were so close to a winner. Billingham picks her up, plays a great through ball. Helen Evans, a substitute, is one-on-one with Craven. Craven does brilliantly. Comes sprinting out, narrows the angle, forces Evans to hit it too close to her and blocks it. The ball drops back to Barry, though, right side of the box. She's got what looks like a simple finish, and she enhances that opportunity because she fakes to hit it and then gets it properly lined up on her right foot. But Craven, brilliantly, has not fallen for the fake. She stays on her feet and makes a second outstanding save to put it behind for the corner. An absolutely brilliant double save. And she's not finished yet, because the corner comes in and is helped on by Alden into the goal mouth. It takes a deflection off Idenden, who's about 3 yards out. Craven does brilliantly to get a leg to it, and it spins up in the air, and it looks like this is the winner now, because although she's done brilliantly again, the ball is spun agonisingly up. It's about a yard out from the goal, and Cardiff City substitute Perrott is running in to prod it into the empty net. Somehow, Craven, having hit the ground, leaps back up and just claws it away, just gets there a fraction ahead of Perrott and is able to claw it away. Two ludicrous double saves in the space of a minute by Lizzie Craven. Absolutely magnificent. Wrexham do actually manage to threaten a bit as we're going on. 5 minutes of added time, and Shannon Evans went off on taking a nasty looking knock, which was accidental, but it meant that Cardiff were actually down to 10 players for the last minute of the added 5, and Wrexham were looking to really pile this on. Suckley has another little moment of class with an amazing touch, turn, and long pass, but we can't find the final ball, and it ends 1-1. But I tell you what, these two teams put on a show. Absolutely terrific quality. I mean, for me, and a feeling I got talking to Cardiff people afterwards was similar. I would say probably the best quality Adran Premier game I've ever seen. The best two teams I've seen go at each other. It was tremendous. It was such high quality. And how good a fabulous crowd turned out. The biggest home crowd we've ever had away from the racecourse for the women's team. And quite rightly. This team is well worth watching. It's going to be a hell of a season. Straight away, Dell is saying to me, can't wait to see the return match. And a lot of people after we went off air said exactly the same thing. It was a mouth-watering prospect beforehand, but goodness me, it lived up to expectations. And now we've got a mouth-watering season to look forward to. We've got a test next Sunday, mind. Cardiff, we're now equal top still equal top scorers. Cardiff still above us on goal difference. They now play the bottom two. They're not going to drop points in those games. We've got a bit of an awkward one away at Aberystwyth, and they are quixotic, to say the least. So that's going to be a fascinating one. We get next weekend off, but then that'll be a really interesting test of us, because we need to build on this draw with a win, don't we, and just maintain the sense that there are two teams who are stronger than the rest in this division. But goodness me, I'm just going to say, what a joy it was to be at that game, commentating on it and enjoying it. It was superb. Final score: Wrexham 1, Cardiff City 1. That wasn't a dramatic pause. I forgot what the score was for a second. God, I need to get a grip. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.